Have you ever said to yourself, I feel like this project is a bad idea, and then paused and wondered, is that actually a feeling? Or is it a thought wearing a feeling's clothes? Most of us use the word thought, feeling, and emotion interchangeably. But if you want to actually understand yourself, not just talk about understanding yourself, you need to know the difference. Today, we're going to unpack the difference through two lenses: Body Talk, a body-based energy healing system, and self-inquiry, the ancient practice of asking, who is aware of this? By the end of this video, you'll have a completely different relationship to what's happening inside of you, moment to moment. Let's get into it. In everyday language, we blur three very different things: a thought, which is a mental event; a sentence, an image, a judgment. I'm going to fail this as an example. An emotion is a psychological event, a surge of energy of the body, often with a name like anger, fear, joy, grief, sadness, worry, emotion, energy in motion. A feeling is your awareness of that psychological event, a felt sense, the texture as it registers in your body mind. A feeling like cold or hot or spacious or heavy or contracted. Here's the key insight most people miss. Emotions happen before you know what it is. The chemical and energetic surge fires first. The naming, the story, the I feeling anxious because is a layer of added afterward by the mind, which means a huge amount of we call feelings are actually thoughts about emotions, not the emotions themselves. Body Talk is built on a simple but radical premise. The body itself holds information and is often more accurate and more current than the story of your mind is telling you about it. In Body Talk, emotions aren't treated as problems to fix or feelings to process intellectually. They're treated as stored information in the body's tissues and energy systems, information that hasn't finished communicating yet. As a practitioner, we talk about the body's internal communication network getting interrupted. So an emotional charge from years ago can still be sitting in the tissue, quietly influencing your reactions today, even though your conscious mind has moved on and forgotten the original story completely. This is a crucial distinction from self-inquiry, which we'll get into in a moment. Body Talk says, don't just think your way through an emotion, locate it. Where does the anxiety actually live in the body? Is it a tightness in the chest? A hollowness in the stomach? As a practitioner, I use techniques like the biofeedback system, essentially refined to form a form of muscle testing, to ask the body directly what's holding on to and where. The thought in this model is often the least reliable narrator. Your mind will construct a perfectly logical story. I'm anxious because of the meeting tomorrow, when the actual charge might be 20 years old and have nothing to do with the meeting at all. The meeting is just the trigger, not the source. So, on a consciousness perspective approach to emotion is somatic first. Sense it, locate it, let the body's own communication system relink and resettle it rather than trying to think of your way into a resolution. Now let's flip into something almost opposite in method, but strangely aligned in outcome: self-inquiry. Self-inquiry, most associated with the sage Rama Maharishi, as a single relentless question: who am I? Who is awareness of this thought, this emotion, this feeling? In this tradition, thoughts, emotions, and feelings are all placed in the same category. They are objects that arise in awareness. They are not who you are. They are things you notice. The anger arises in something and you notices the anger. The thought, I am a failure, arises and something and you notices that's a thought too. That noticing presence, never itself becomes angry or feels like a failure. It simply observes. Self-inquiry isn't about the analyzing of the content of the thought or emotion. It's not asking, why am I angry? Or where is this anger from? It's asking something more fundamental. Who is the one aware of the anger? When you trace that question back far enough, the emotion tends to lose grip, not because you fought it or fixed it, but because you stop being fused with it. You step back into the seat of the observer. This is a completely different move than body talks located in the body. Self-inquiry says, don't even locate it. Just notice who is doing the locating. Rest as that. Here's what's fascinating. These two approaches, body first and awareness first, aren't in conflict. They're addressing two different layers of the same problem. Body talk works with the content, the stored charge, the interpreted communication, the psychological residue of an old emotion still sitting in the tissue. Self-inquiry works with the context, the awareness in which any content, body-based or mental, arises in the first place. You can say thought is the mind's commentary, emotion is the body's raw energetic event, and feeling is the meeting point, where awareness registers that energetic event and often immediately hands it to the mind for a story. Body talk asks you to slow down at the feeling, emotional stage before the mind runs off with a story and let the body finish what was already trying to communicate. Self-inquiry asks you to notice that even the noticing itself points to something prior to all these three, an awareness that was never actually disturbed. Used together, you get a full spectrum practice. You honor the body's need to complete its communication, and you stop identifying so tightly with whatever arises that you lose yourself in it every time. Try this time that something stirs up within you. Pause. Don't reach for the story yet. Ask, where is this in my body right now? Just locate it. Chest, stomach, throat, jaw. That's the body talk move. Then ask quieter questions. Who is aware of the sensation? Not what caused it, just who's noticing it. That's the self-inquiry part. Now sit with both for 30 seconds before you let the mind start narrating. You'll often find the intensity softens, not because you suppressed it, but because you finally let the body and the awareness do what the mind usually tries to fail do all alone. So next time you catch yourself saying, I feel like, pause and ask yourself, is this actually a feeling or a thought about a feeling? And underneath it, is there an emotion in the body that hasn't finished speaking yet? That small distinction, thought, emotion, feeling, might be one of the most useful things you ever learn about yourself. If this resonated, subscribe for more information and the practices that bridge body and awareness. And let me know if in the comments, when you slowed down and located an emotion in your body, what did you find? I read you in the comment. See you in the next one.